Everything you see here came from AliExpress. And by the end of this video, we're gonna turn this into a custom Daytona style watch. Let's take a quick look at the parts. First part is the movement. I'll be using the Seika VK63, a battery powered chronograph movement. It is reliable, affordable, and rated for an accuracy of plus or minus 20 seconds per month, which is excellent for a budget chronograph build. I paid $29 for the movement. The item was sold 1000 plus times, it's got good reviews, 4.8 stars, it comes with a free shipping. Next, we have the case. I went with a 39mm stainless steel case paired with a black and white bezel and a sapphire crystal. I think this combination strikes a great balance between sporty and elegant, and it should be perfect for this Daytona style build. I paid $14.89 for the case. On top of that, I paid $6.29 for the shipping fee, and the total was around $21, which is still relatively cheap, and the item was sold 149 times and it's got good reviews, 4.7 stars. For the dial, I chose this beautiful 29.5mm chronograph dial designed for the VK63 movement. The textured silver surface gives it a unique meteorite-like appearance, while that contrasting black subdials add that classic racing chronograph look. I paid $12.56 for the dial. The shipping fee was $6.30, so I purchased the hands from the same seller and I paid $3.40 for the hands, so I didn't have to pay shipping fee twice. And finally, for the strap, I went with an oyster flag style rubber strap. It combines the sporty look of a bracelet with the comfort and flexibility of rubber, making it a great choice for everyday wear. I think the black strap should pair really well with the black and white Daytona style design we're building today. I paid $14.93 for the strap. It comes with a free shipping, and here if you look at these small details, the strap comes as 21 and 20mm size, so for the case we need 20mm. In case if you want to purchase these parts for yourself, pay attention to these little details, because in case if you order 21mm, obviously it's not going to work with the case, so pay attention and take your time. Let's not waste any time and let's start the build. Step number one, this is going to be one of the easiest ones. All what we need to do is to insert the battery at the back of the movement, but first let me swap my neutral gloves to finger cuts. Good, now I feel better and we can insert the battery at the back of the movement. All what we need to do is just to pop the battery in. Good, and just simply re-secure that metal clip so battery won't go anywhere. This step is done. Let's move to the next one. Now we're gonna need to unscrew the crown of the case. Good, let's take the stem. The stem comes with the movement when you purchase it, but it doesn't come with dummy crown like an H35 movement. So let's screw the crown onto the stem. Good. Now let's insert the stem into the movement. There is a little hole at the side. All what we need to do is to insert the stem into that little hole, apply a little bit of pressure and rotation. Good. Now the stem is fully in. Let's try to pull it. Let's try to rotate the crown, making sure it is working. Let's push it back. Let's pull it again. And it seems good to me. It is working properly and we can move to the next step. Now we're gonna need to fit the dial onto the movement. If you see, the dial has two legs at the back. So the process is quite simple. All what we need to do is just to fit those legs into the movement holes. I'm gonna take my time slowly. I don't wanna break anything, making sure it is in its place, and just a little bit of push and press. Good, one side is done. Let's do other side. Slowly, gentle press, no force, because I don't wanna break the leg. Just slowly. Good, now let's give it a press all around the dial, making sure it is sitting flat on the movement. and it is looking good to me. So we can move to the next step and we can set our hands. The first hand is gonna be our hand. I'm using piece of Radica and black hand press tool. All what we need to do is just to center the hour hand and set it at 12 o'clock and just give it a little bit of extra press. We don't want to force it, just gentle press. Okay, let's give the hour hand the full spin. Let's check if it is working properly, and actually it is looking quite good to me. So we can move to the next hand, which is minute hand. I'm gonna be using piece of Radica but different hand press tool. It's gonna be the silver hand press tool, and the minute hand needs to be set at 12 o'clock as well. Just a little bit of press, gentle press. Good. Let's check if the hands working properly, if they are not touching each other. And for now we can set the time, let's say at 10:10. And before installing the second hand, I'm gonna press the top pusher once. Good. I'm gonna wait a little bit and then I'm gonna press the top pusher one more time. Good. And now I'm gonna press the bottom one more time, and we can move to the second hand. But this movement, the second hand, needs to be installed exactly at 12 o'clock. I'm using piece of Radica and red hand press tool. Just gentle press, no force. Okay, let's give it a little bit of more pressure, just a little bit. Good. If you want to build your own Daytona style watch, I've got a free PDF file for you in the description with all the parts, tools, and step-by-step guide. Let's get back to the build. Okay, let's test the second hand. All what I'm gonna need to do is to press the top pusher. It's gonna start the second hand. Good. And I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. And now we can press the top pusher one time, so it's gonna stop the second hand, and once I press the bottom pusher, it's gonna reset the second hand at 12 o'clock. Nice. It worked well, and we can move to the next step. Now we're gonna need to install our sub-dial hands. I'm gonna go one by one. One is done. Good. Let's move to the second one. I'm using the same hand press tool as the one I used for the second hand. Just a little bit of pressure, no force. Good. And let's set the sub-dial second hand. Sub-dial second hand can be installed in any position. Okay, and everything is working. Sub-dial second hand is running. Let's pull the crown. Let's check all the hands if all of them are working properly. Okay, looking good to me. Now we're gonna need to remove the stem of the movement. If you see, it's got a little hole at the back. All what we need to do is to press the lever in that metal hole and just pull the stem. Okay, now we can open the case back. I'm using rubber ball to open the case back, and now I can unscrew the case back by hand. Okay, now let's remove the gasket. Good, and let's clean the crystal. I'm using lens cleaning pen, and let's give it a little bit of blow. Looking good. Once crystal is clean, we can install the case onto the dial. For the chronograph style builds, we're gonna need to install right side first and then the left side slowly. Okay, let's give it a little bit of flow and let's flip it over. Let's take a look, and one side needs to be pushed a little bit, just gentle press. Good, now it is sitting nice and flat. Now we're gonna need to adjust the stem length. The first thing we're gonna need to do is to insert the stem into the movement. A little bit of press and rotation at the same time. Now let's measure the distance between the crown and case thread. I'm using my digital caliper, and I'm gonna need to cut 3.1 millimeter. Let's remove the stem of the movement. Good. Now let's unscrew the crown of the stem. Okay, and now let's adjust the stem length. I'm going to cut a little bit less. I don't have a spare stem. I don't want to overcut. Okay, now let's file the stem. Let's remove all the sharp edges. I don't want to damage the crown thread. Good, now we can screw the crown back onto the stem, and let's insert it back into the movement. A little bit of press and rotation. Okay, beautiful, it is fully in. Now let's screw the crown onto the case thread and let's take a look. Okay, it seems like it needs to be cut a little bit more. I don't have a spare stem, so I don't want to cut it, so I'll just try to file it. So let's remove the stem one more time and let's file it, and I hope it's gonna work. Let's clean the stem with piece of Radico, and I'm going to apply thread locker. Good, let's screw the crown onto the stem. Okay, let's clean thread locker leftovers. Okay, and let's insert the stem into the movement. A little bit of gentle push and rotation at the same time. Good. Now let's screw the crown onto the case. And it looks quite good to me. It is not perfect, but it is looking good, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And this is the watch we almost built. Okay, now let's lubricate the gasket. I'm using my seal tweezer. Couple of twists is more than enough. Now let's take our tweezers and let's place the gasket back into the case groove, and let's make sure it is sitting in its place. Looking good. Now let's clean the case back. I'm using air blower. Let's give it a blow to the movement, and let's screw the case back by hand for now. Good. And now I can use my rubber ball to screw the case back all the way in. And I hope I'm gonna get a little bit of water resistance. Let's set the bracelet. One side is done and the other side. And let's take a look at the watch we just built. And that's the finished watch. Let me know what you think of this Daytona style watch build. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.